Hello everyone. Today we are for a training session on Thread and we are going to try to simplify things as much as possible. So I see a ton of training course on this. I see a lot of video explaining everything and I find that people tend to overcomplicate it how to use Thread when in fact Thread is really simple. Obviously they tightened the screw a bit in recent years because there has been a lot of abuse which is completely normal. Now in this video, I'm going to explain how we can get maximum reach on Thread, how we can bring in a maximum number of subscribers to Onlyfans through this social media platform, and also how we can achieve maximum volume to scale this infinitely. So the objective here how to create and optimize your Thread profile with respecting meta policies to avoid getting shadow banned and banned. You should know that if you get banned or shadow banned from Thread, your Instagram account will be impacted because the two are linked. So you need to know that Thread use Instagram algorithm and Instagram use signer from Thread to create a synergy between the two. So if you mess up on Thread, don't be surprised if your Insta account get less reach. So be very careful with that. Next, we're going to publish interactive content to get maximum reach and ensure your post gets circulated by the algorithm so that anyone can access it. And then the goal is to get between 10 to 15 subscribers per day. So that's a primary objective. Obviously, the goal is to get more from the Thread, but once you reach that objective and the goal, you can scale and get a lot more later on. So I want to clarify one thing. This method only works if you have an Instagram account that is already set up and warm up. If you want to start with Thread directly without having created an Instagram account and without having warming up and without having some content on it, this method frankly it won't work. And honestly, I'm not sure it works at all. You should know that Thread relies heavily on Instagram algorithm to promote your account, especially now, much more than before. So there you go. That was a little disclaimer. Now let's move on. So why Thread? Well, because you have an organic reach that is much more insane than other social media platforms. You should know that Thread is not widely used today, at least in this creator economy. It's used much more than before, but it still remains something of a blue ocean. And on top of that, you connect it to Instagram. You have a social proof that is present. Unlike a random Instagram account where a person might think, well, this is probably a fake. On Thread, the concept of a fake account it's much less present. So people are much less on this guard, so they trust you more. This means you can direct them push more easily to your content platform, to your link. And as I said, well, little competition, so it's a bit of blue ocean. We can see that Thread compared to Twitter is quite interesting. Now, be careful, a little disclaimer. I'm not telling you to completely abandon Twitter or Instagram. Absolutely not. I'm just telling you that if you have time in addition to Instagram, you can add Threads, especially if you have VAs. If you have team associate at Thread, it's an excellent idea. It will allow you to double your traffic compared to Instagram. Regarding account creation, as I told you before, this method only works if you have an Instagram account that is already warm up. That's already has media, that's already has reels and audience. So now you're going to connect Thread with your Instagram account. It's very simple. You go directly to the Instagram app, everything is well, everything is explaining, everything is made easy. Obviously, Meta wants you to spend as much time as possible on your phone, so they're going to make it easy for you to use their social media as much as possible. Don't worry about that. So it's very easy to do. You're going to take an amateur looking profile picture. You can use the same one you have on your Instagram account that's worked very well. Then you take the same name and photo, as I said, from your Instagram account. Have an original bio with the CTA if possible. What I recommend is having a bio that's related to your niche. You see, for example, here, Ava Banks is a good girl. So here she say, you've seen the post, now meet the problem. So basically she say that now she's a problem. Is a god girl, so unstable girl. But that's her niche. So the point is to have a bio that correlates with the personality, so to speak, of your model. So obviously we're following this template, introduction and quick presentation of the model. A little promise to let the person know what they can get from the link. And of course, a CTA to click on the link you have right there, just in case. So for me, well, the only drawback I find with Thread is that the link is done very visible. It's true that at first glance you don't see it. It's a bit grayed out. That's what's done on purpose, that avoid of being the same mess as on Instagram. But anyway, there you go. And obviously keep the account public. Well, that's pretty logical because otherwise you have no reach. Regarding the 40 days content strategy, should always follow it. You post with the media. Obviously, you can do it without from time to time, but really, if you can follow it your media with your posts as much as possible is a banger. Why? Because we realized on Thread that most of the posts with the highest reach are posts with media, especially with the short video. You have to understand that when a person is scrolling on their phone on Thread, well, their only text they read a little and they scroll past. When they text plus photos, they look at the text, a little bit the photo, and then they scroll past. Now imagine you have a sentence plus short video with like 4 or 5 seconds. In fact, the retention rate on the post is much higher. We send incredible signal to Meta, causing your post to be pushed more on the algorithm. It's that simple. The more time a person spends on your post, the better your ranking. So for post ID, you can use the famous curriculum vitae post. It's like the CV post. So where you present the model, including her age, her expertise, so to speak, you her physically attribute, her psychological attribute, when her last relationship, basically, it's a very personal curriculum vitae, and there you can have a small light call to action to get the person to click on your link in bio. Obviously, something original. Don't just say yes. If you want to see more, if you want to go further, you click in my bio. Not at all. You can tell them, I left you a surprise in my bio, etc., etc. Anyways, something a bit silly. You can do fake notifications. This is basically faking, what notification use as keyword and phrase to actually attract people to click on them. For example, you put the name of your Instagram, of your Thread account, plus view your profile, thing like that. For example, if the girl name is Eva, where the person will say, Eva liked your photo. In fact, if you will, when the person go on the phone and receive a notification from Thread, and on top of that, they receive the text of the notification you supposedly created, they will be much more inclined to click on it. And the notification is very, very different from other notification from Thread. So the person is like, oh my God, what the fuck is that? I'm so curious. I want to click. It's gonna send the positive signal to Thread because they think, okay, this post managed to get such of high click-through rate based on the notification we send to people's phone. So in fact, the person is likely to bring us a maximum amount of traffic and a maximum user retention rate. So that's why fake notification is pretty good. Obviously, do it rarely because, well, it's good in the short term. In the long run, when the person browse your profile and scroll, well, they see a lot of fake notification, and it will really dehumanize your feed, basically. So yeah, use it sparingly. Like, don't do it every day. Maybe every 2 day, and it's okay. Next, you can target a city plus a question. For example, you could very well say, hello, I'm in New York right now. Do you have any restaurant address to recommend? P.S. If you invite me, I pay you the dessert with a little heart emoji. You see, it's a very human post that actually gets people to interact. So all the people from New York and even those who aren't from New York will interact, suggest things, etc. You get DMs. In short, it's very really humanized usage. Next, you can use a voice note with a question. So this is also superhuman. People will definitely listen the whole voice note because people are curious to know what your voice sounds like and what you have to say, and that will definitely have an excellent retention rate on the publication. Next, what you can do from time to time is a behind the scene video of a PPV, obviously of the safe of work version. So the behind the scene video Rugly will be, for example, a video of your model dancing around in front of your bed, etc. And in the description, you can put little video I took just before shooting my scene. Sometime something in that style, and in fact, the person will immediately think, okay, this person is hiding something. This person has a content platform. I know you've been told over and over, yeah, but no, you have to be human. Yeah, but no, guy can find out. Have a content creator platform beforehand. Well, it depends. If you're creating very original content with a really strong concept, etc., maybe it's not necessary. But we were talking about a mass market method. Hey guys, you have to move fast and get a maximum of result quickly, and so making people understand that we have a content platform and the link in bio. When the person in browse your wall of when the person is interacting with your post is still important. Anyways, then you can do a teaser photo with a little caption. So here you're moving to a slightly other side while respecting meta rules. Of course, so no nipple, nothing like that. And then you can do question polls. Obviously, all the things must be followed by media, if possible, of a video, a photo camera. But yeah, if you can make a video for it, that's cool. Obviously, with King AI, I repeat, King AI, you can generate a maximum number of video from a single photo of your model, which allow you not to be dependent on your model and not waste your time while making a maximum number of video. So regarding the strategy, in the first way, we're going to A/B testing. So we're going to test all the posts that might match your audience and your model. So here we'll do about 4 to 10 posts per day. Idea is to publish something every 2 hours, which will allow you to quickly find out uh, over a week problem over a week which posts work best and which type of post was to work best, because obviously the problem is that this type of post work, but sometimes the phrasing won't work as well, sometimes the media won't work as well. So you also need to test several style of this template. In short, there are many factors that can make post total flop or go viral. And then in weeks 2 and 4, well, we're going to increase the reach of the testing, and rather the result of the testing we have, in fact, continue to A/B test new posts. The idea is to iterate the A/B testing over 2 to 4 weeks, while obviously optimizing the posts that work well for your model. That will allow you to later have a content strategy for the year that incredibly operational and where you have at the least amount of A/B testing to do. Let's move on to the daily engagement. You need to have on your street account to immunize everything and avoid getting bad signal. So what I recommend you is getting 20 target likes. So try to get likes both from people who are in the same niche as you, but also some random like on post that don't necessarily concern you. And also you can target like of Sims men. So one guy who made buying clean to become your subscriber, do that too. 5 authentic comments, more than 10 words. So why authentic? To prevent people from saying that's an old copy paste or not AI generated comment. Try to avoid AI as much as possible, by the way, for this type of process for comment, because it's obvious. There are some effective AI tool for comment, etc. But on thread, it's very complicated to find them. So 5 authentic comment, try to target model for the comment, so fairly well known models do basically steal, so to speak, their traffic. Obviously, have a quick response to the comments received, which will allow you to create engagement and send signal to Meta. So that Meta will think, okay, this person interact with the people, will interact with their post. So this person need to be promoted because she brings us a lot of impression and retention, which means money. So next, well, your funnel to Onlyfans is quite simple. You have your curriculum vitae post, as I told you, so it's very personal curriculum vitae presentation of your model with a video, photo, and a CTA to entice people to come and click on your link in bio. So this will ensure that as soon as a person goes to your street profile, they land on this pinned post and see that, well, first they know who you are, right? But also they think, okay, there is a bit more to see, I'm going for it. And then don't hesitate to post story on Instagram that link you straight. in a way that creates a user synergy between Thread and Instagram, and Meta love it. In fact, you have to start with the principle that Meta want their user to stay on their media, on the social media for as long as possible. So in fact, if you create engagement on Thread, and especially if you manage to get some people to create Thread account using your link, thanks to you, where then you're sending incredibly signal to Meta, they will thank you by placing you much better, much higher on the algorithm. So the things to avoid well are explicit nudity. For that, you get banned instantly, and we also get your Instagram account completely banned. The link in the post, that's also non-negotiable. First, from meta point of view, it can be considered bad spam, but also from a user point of view, it's completely dehumanize your feed and in fact is discredit you. So don't do it. Obviously, rapid fire publication, meaning of you publish like maybe 33 a day, is not going to work. I know it can be tempting to publish a lot more because you know with Kling AI or the functional AI today generating media and video and photo is quite simple. So you might think, well, it's fine, I can generate 100 photo a day and 100 video, might as well publish them. No, 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 don't do that. You just completely drown your feed. Instagram, well, Meta will absolutely not be able to promote all your posts because otherwise it would simply be spamming their social media. So yeah, respect what I told you before, and the things to do, well, suggestive teaser to steal, remind people who we are with model. The link in bio, so a link, obviously get all my links with the domain name and between 5 to 10 regular posts per day. Okay, now let's move on the scaling strategy. So what you need is a minimum of 10 accounts that will do everything I told you before. So use Instagram account created beforehand. So add account that you have already purchased on Axe Market. So for that, I'll let you head over to my training on Instagram to explain a bit about how to set up everything and especially how to have an Instagram account that is operational and can bring you traffic. Obviously, you have to use Warmup. I recommend buying Instagram account for Thread. There you go. So obviously, we test always to have a testing on content, and if you ever have an aged Thread account on which you have account that already works, etc. But you see that other type of content are emerging, don't hesitate to add to your habit testing. Obviously, the last thing is to increase your success by 1000 is to join the Telegram. The best things you have on this group, the access of a few example of post, visual of example of thread post to implement for free. So there you go. Don't hesitate. We leave it at that. I wish you good luck with what's next and see you very soon. Ciao, ciao.